sunscreen, but it's beautiful, and we're grateful for this great day for our graduates. The university is celebrating on the quad today, again, because these graduates and thousands of other students who came before them and those who will come after them made strong commitments to keep the Rhody community strong. They got tested, vaccinated, and wore masks and supported each other during one of the most difficult periods in the university's history. Faculty and staff learned quickly to adapt to online and hybrid learning, and all developed a bit more compassion as the pandemic took its toll. You've seen some shots of the ensemble today. The music you're hearing today is being performed by the American Band and conducted by Brian Cardney, URI Associate Director of Bands. 10 URI musicians are performing today as part of the ensemble. The recessional piece, which you will hear at the end of the main ceremony, was composed by the late URI alumnus Zachary Friedland. It was titled High Altitudes, and it celebrates the spirit of learning, research, ambition, and ingenuity of the University of Rhode Island. Zachary, a member of the class of 2013, died, unfortunately, in October at age 31. He was born with a rare heart defect, but it didn't stop him from being a prolific composer, writing music for band, wind ensembles, chamber, and vocal music. He composed another work on greens of white and blue for URI's 125th anniversary. We honor his life and talent today. He lived a life of commitment and intensity that reflected how fragile he knew it to be. You can see that faculty are lining up, and the audience is filling in. You can even see some graduates among the ensemble. A nicely decorated commencement cap there. I would be remiss today if I did not mention the outstanding work of the COVID-19 Task Force, headed by Ellen Reynolds, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs and Director of Health Services, and Sam Adams, Director of Emergency Management. With skill, compassion, and humor, they guided the university through this challenging and exhausting period. Kudos as well to the recently formed COVID-19 Advisory Group, chaired by Interim Provost Laura Bouvet. Because of the efforts of so many, the university never closed. And we certainly wouldn't be here without Shauna Green, Director of University Events, the events team, and the URI Commencement Committee. In a single year, the members of these teams pulled off 3 major commencement events, 9 separate ceremonies for the class of 2021 at Meade Stadium, a full commencement ceremony for the class of 2020 in the Rhine Center during last fall's Alumni and Family Weekend, and now this weekend, the graduate commencement held yesterday, and today's main commencement ceremony. We also want to honor the memory of the late Earl Smith, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and his many years of dedicated service to the commencement committee, students, and the wider university. Pause for a few moments and just kind of take in the sights and sounds of Commencement 2022, the 136th commencement of the University of Rhode Island. Again, you're watching the 136th commencement. I'm your host, Dave LaValle, at the University of Rhode Island. As we warm up for the main event, let's take a look at some highlights from the previous year. The university's 12th president, Mark Parlons, joined URI last August, and today's commencement marks the completion of his first academic year. Since first greeting new students, parents, and family members during move-in last September, he has seemingly been everywhere. He's been at athletic and club sport events, plays, exhibits, concerts, labs in the State House. As he laid out his ambitious plans for the university, in his remarks, he will tell the crowd that being president of URI is the greatest job in the world. Welcome aboard, Mark, and enjoy presiding over your first commencement on this historic quadrangle. One of the president's top priorities is establishing URI as a key player in the blue economy, here at home and around the world. It's a concept that encompasses sustainable business practices and business development related to protection of the ocean and the wider environment, research on threats like climate change, pollution, and coastal protection and resilience. Social and economic justice is also a focus as poorer communities in the U.S. and around the world bear the brunt of the effects of sea level rise, acidification of the oceans, and pollution. On that blue economy note, the president and the university just said goodbye a few days ago to government officials, academic leaders, and students from Indonesia as URI in that country celebrated the 50-year partnership with 2 days of activities on the Kingston campus. In 1972, with support from the U.S. government, the university partnered with the Republic of Indonesia to help the country gain sovereignty over its seas at the Third United Nations Conference on the Law of the Sea. Today, that partnership continues to benefit the Republic of Indonesia and the university through teaching and learning collaboration, government and industry partnerships, and long-standing friendships. Other key milestones for URI this year, we continue to be a top choice for students. First-year student applications for the 2021 entering class totaled a record 25,105 applications. The RAM Fund, our student investment fund, marked 20 years at URI while beating out more than 150 other student-managed investment funds around the globe. The RAM Fund was ranked the number one core portfolio at the Quinnipiac Global Assessment Management Education Forum. And now we're starting to hear in the background the bagpiper, which symbolizes the start of the procession led by our three 50th anniversary classes from 1970, 71, and 72. You might say to yourself, well, 70 and 71, that's beyond their 50th year. Well, that's because we've invited them back because COVID interrupted the commencement ceremonies of those years. And so welcome back graduates from 1970, 71, and 72. The bagpiper, the wonderful music being played right now, is by Samantha Archer, a Massachusetts native who has played professionally all over New England at weddings, the Newport mansions, and convocations and commencements at area colleges and universities. And by the way, right now you may be hearing a lot of applause that is for those 50th class reunion celebrants as they make their way around the quad. Hats off to all three classes as members of the class of 1970 lead the way. You can see the empty seating. Don't worry, that's where the students are going to be sitting as they make their way around to the main commencement area. Some highlights as we wait for the main march to begin. About those classes of 70, 71, and 72, Werner Baum, a native of Germany and a naturalized American citizen, provided over your commencements. And during his 5-year term, he faced student protests against the Vietnam War, the Kent State shootings, and cuts to URI's talent development program, as well as others demanding racial and economic justice and more attention to the environment. The burgeoning gay pride movement, as it was called then, and women's movements also became central to student life and advocacy. In 1971, a group of students took over the Carlotti Administration Building, protesting the lack of diversity and a decision to cut funding from the getting a little tongue-tied, from the Talent Development Program. The protest was ultimately successful in securing funding for the program for the subsequent year. Today, talent development remains a robust program giving underserved students, primarily from Rhode Island cities, opportunities to earn URI degrees. Your graduating classes, including undergraduate and graduate students, numbered around 2,300 and 2,360. In-state tuition, room and board totaled about around $1,400 in 1970 and about $1,800 in 1972. By contrast, this weekend the university will award degrees to a total of 4,069 students, both undergraduate and graduate. The university offered 61 academic programs in 1970, and today it offers 120. During your time here, you enjoyed concerts by Tom Rush, Arlo Guthrie, Sha Na Na, Joe Cocker, the band, Sly and the Family Stone, Santana, Jonathan Edwards, B.B. King, and Cat Stevens, as well as the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. You were challenged by speakers such as Bernadette Devlin, Muhammad Ali, and Jerry Rubin. Things are a little bit quiet right now on the quad, but things are going smoothly. We're approaching the start of the main march of our faculty, students, and dignitaries. You can see the stage shown here, and it has on the stage, on the back side of the stage, banners that you can see. And I'm trying to find here in my notes what they signify. And you can also see the flags blowing in the wind around the quad. So the commencement stage backdrop, which you're looking at right now, shows the banners of the 10 degree granting colleges and schools that make up the university, as well as the University College for Academic Success and university libraries. So you see umbrellas out today, but obviously not for the rain, just to shield folks from the bright and hot sun. This is a look toward the Memorial Union. That's where the students are gathering, and they will process by the Union, by the cannon at the corner of the quadrangle named Old Ben Butler, an old Civil War cannon. And here come our friends from the 50th class reunion group. Getting back to the classes of 70, 71, and 72, all those classes were very active in social change here on campus and in other venues. But sadly today, war and violence persist across the world. Racism and sexism and other forms of hate are all too common. Economic and social injustice keep billions in poverty, and threats like climate change and pollution threaten our very future. But the university is grateful to these alumni who were involved in many of these early movements, and we congratulate for them for staying in the fight over the decades. And while we still live in tumultuous times, this is nothing but a happy and joyful experience here today at at URI as we take in our beautiful campus with our students, families and friends, faculty, staff, and administrators. Just a few minutes away from the start of the main commencement. Remind you again that you're watching the 136th commencement for the class of 2022 at the University of Rhode Island, and I'm your host, Dave LaValle. We're here today primarily to confer about 3,600 undergraduate degrees upon 3,265 students during the main commencement, the pinnacle of the university's 3 days of commencement ceremonies and events. You might notice in my reporting that the number of degrees differs from the number of students, and that's because some students earn more than one degree. Yesterday, 804 graduate students were presented their degrees at the Ryan Center. We offer our heartfelt congratulations to all URI graduates and their families, and we wish them happiness and success in years to come. And there you can see the faculty line. I don't recognize everybody, but on your left of your screen is John Pantalone, retiring chair of the URI Journalism Department, considered by his students to be an outstanding teacher and mentor. John, congratulations on a great, great career. Well, the Davis bells are now tolling, which signifies the beginning of the main procession. Let's listen in. The 127-year-old Davis Hall, affectionately referred to as the Castle Building, is one of several granite buildings dating back to the earliest years on the Kingston campus. The quadrangle and surrounding granite buildings are now listed as a historic district on the National Register of Historic Places. You can see on some of the faculty members that that there are a variety of hoods and colors. They represent the various universities and colleges from which faculty and administrators earn their PhDs. And now the faculty march begins, and just before it began, the procession began with the URI Army ROTC Color Guard, followed by Grand Marshal Audrey Cardney, Associate Professor of Music and President of the Faculty Senate. She was carrying the university mace, a gift of the class of 1963. And let me tell you that the Color Guard is made up of, again, the URI members of the URI Army ROTC program, and they are Truman Bleakley, Patrick Lane, Jack Eustace, and Christian DeTuza. And now the students are beginning their march. And you can see a variety of sashes that they wear. Some depict involvement in URI athletics. Others depict university and sorority membership, achievements in honor and cultural societies. As you can see, it's a very, very, very happy group. As part of the class today, we are presenting, actually I should say, we're proud to graduate 57 military veterans this year, 32 undergraduate and 25 graduate students. The university offers a big salute to all our graduates who have served our country in the military. And the students are stepping along rather briskly, so we may be getting to the main commencement part of the program or the main speaking program very, very quickly. The class of 2022 has 16 sets of twins and 1 set of triplets. The oldest undergraduate student to earn a degree today is 20, and the oldest is 64. Among the graduate students, the youngest is 22, while the oldest is 69. But where did the members of the class of 2022 come from? Well, our graduates represent 31 countries and 41 states. Hence the wide range of beautiful flags arrayed across the east side of the quadrangle. About 52% of the undergraduate degree recipients are from Rhode Island. And after Rhode Island, the top states represented in the class of 22 are Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. Close to 60% of those who receive graduate degrees are from Rhode Island. You can see that water bottles, other beverages are at the ready today. Although there is a very, very nice breeze. Of course, I'm lucky because I'm sitting under a tent. I'd like to tell you who the vocal solos who are going to perform today. They're all members of the class of 2022. Michaela Page Lane will sing the national anthem. Lee E. Sheridan will perform God Bless America. And as the ceremony heads toward its closing moments, Samantha Jean Murphy will sing the alma mater. Congratulations to Michaela, Lee, and Samantha on your big day. Today will also feature an important addition to the ceremonies, the University of Rhode Island Land Acknowledgement, which was developed in collaboration with the Narragansett tribe. Loren Spears I'm sorry, my pages blew away here a little bit. I'm sorry about that. Narragansett citizen, former 2-term tribal councilwoman of the Narragansett Tribal Nation, and executive director of the Tomahawk Museum, will read the acknowledgement. She is a URI graduate and holds an honorary degree from URI. Also unique to this year's main ceremony is the keynote address being given by URI professor Robert Barrett, who earned his PhD from URI and was conferred an honorary degree in 1986. The discoverer of the Titanic will give his video address from his ship, the EV Nautilus. And now the students are entering the quadrangle, holding gonfalons that represent each of the university's colleges. They are filled with the color of each of the university's colleges, consistent with the banners to the rear of the stage and with the tassels that the students are wearing. It's great. It's a great day for Rhodey. It's a great day to be a Rhodey Ram, as you can see from the smiles and expressions on the faces and even the dancing of our students. Here comes the College of Business. As I mentioned earlier, it's RAM Fund, the top student investment fund from around the world. This year's student speaker, Brian L. Martin III from Gloucester, Rhode Island, is a double major in secondary education and English with a minor in psychology. He has served in numerous leadership roles at URI, as an orientation leader over 2 summers, as a tour guide, a peer leader in the Leadership Studies program, and as vice president of the Student Entertainment Committee, and his fraternity Sigma Alpha Epsilon. In his major, he was selected the Secondary English Education Student of the Year by the Iota Sigma chapter of Kappa Delta Pi. That's a good mouthful. That's the International Honor Society in Education. In the fall, he will start his career in education at the Met High School in Providence. Congratulations, Brian. And hats off to a great career here at URI, and best wishes for a great start in your teaching career. Now here comes the College of the Environment and Life Sciences. That college hosts students and faculty who do some of the most important work on coastal marine management, coastal resilience, and pollution prevention, among other natural resources areas. College of Engineering is moving up the line here, and boy, you talk about a range of great work that has been done here at the university. This year, Bahram Nasser Sharif's capstone class was working with other colleges around the country and NASA on nuclear thermal propulsion to get an American mission to Mars. It's more efficient, uses less fuel, and takes less time than typical rocket propulsion. The students had a chance to present to NASA officials and interact with other colleges participating in the program around the country. Other great work in the College of Engineering includes development of smart bandages, assistive devices for those with ALS, and other biomedical devices. Again, there you can see the student athlete vests that are being worn. And now you can see some of the other sashes that denote fraternity, sorority, and/or honor society membership. You know, consistent with national trends and something you might be noticing here today, 57%, or about 1,900, of the undergraduates receiving degrees are women, and about 42%, a little over 1,300, are men. Similarly, 60%, or 482, of the graduate students receiving degrees are women, and 30%, 38%, or 307 are men. 22 students did not identify gender preferences. We have a single honorary degree recipient today, Barnaby Evans, Waterfire founder and executive artistic director. In 1994, he recognized an opportunity and a need to bring people together to lift morale and create a sense of community in Providence and in our state. And understanding the needs of the city at the time, he set about creating a large-scale intervention that combined a design approach with aesthetics, land art, music, ritual, and spectacle, and made the city and the audience part of the work of art itself. An honorary degree is the university's highest and most prestigious honor. Mr. Evans will be awarded a degree of Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. As you can see, some people have taken off their caps. Not surprising given the strong sun and heat today. As the graduates made their way toward their seating area, they crossed what is called the Century Walk. That was established in 1992, the 100th anniversary of the university. And that walkway consists of bricks purchased by URI alumni, faculty, staff, and students to honor their achievements and those of others. And so you can see on that walk, if you're ever on the Kingston campus, names of people who've been here over the years. And now we get to the faculty and administration of the University of Rhode Island. In some cases it's tough to make out the folks because the shadows are a little difficult, but there's Dean LaBeauty, who is Vice Provost of Enrollment Services, holding up a sign. One of the more enthusiastic folks on this campus. There's Abby Ryder, Vice President for Administration and Finance. We do have a special guest. There's Jack Reed, U.S. Senator Jack Reed. He's joined today by U.S. Congressman David Cicilline, Dan McKee, our governor, chair of the URI Board of Trustees, Margot Cook, and there's Mark Parlange, the 12th president of the University of Rhode Island, greeting well wishes along the way. Mark isn't taking any chances today. He's wearing a URI ball cap to shield his head from the sky, from the blazing sun. Well, as the group begins to take the stage, we're just a few minutes away from Grand Marshal Cardenet and her opening of the speaking program of the 136th commencement. Before I sign off, I want to thank our team in marketing and communications and our publications and creative services team for all their great work during this challenging period of time. I especially offer kudos and congrats to my boss, Interim Executive Director of External Relations and Communications, Linda Acciardo, who retires this spring after close to 4 decades of dedicated service to the university. May you enjoy many years of retirement, Linda.
As Grand Marshal
and now we go to Audrey Cardenet, who's opening the ceremony.
Professor of Music and Music Education in the College of Arts and Sciences, I declare the 136th Main Commencement Ceremony of the University of Rhode Island officially open. Presiding today will be the 12th President of the University of Rhode Island, Dr. Mark B. Parlange.
Good afternoon, everyone. We begin our ceremony with the national anthem, which will be sung by Michaela Lane, class of 2022, and we dedicate this performance to the men and women of our armed services and in memory of their fallen comrades. Today we honor the 57 veterans, 32 undergraduates, and 25 graduate students in the class of 2022. We are deeply grateful for their service and all that they have accomplished at URI. We ask that you please remain standing during the singing of our national anthem. Thank you so much, Michaela. Please be seated. It's my pleasure now to introduce Loren Spears, Narragansett citizen, former two-term tribal councilwoman of the Narragansett Tribal Nation, and executive director of Tomaquag Museum, who will give the University of Rhode Island land acknowledgement, which was developed in collaboration with the Narragansett tribe. Loren has been an educator for 25 years and more recently an adjunct professor at URI, where she also received her undergraduate degree in education. She has earned numerous awards, including a Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, from the University of Rhode Island. Welcome and thank you, Loren.
Askwikwasin. Thank you, President Palanche. The University of Rhode Island Land Acknowledgement Statement, developed in collaboration with the Narragansett tribe. The University of Rhode Island occupies the traditional stomping ground of the Narragansett and Niantic people. We honor and respect the enduring and continuing relationship between the indigenous people and this land by teaching and learning more about their history and present-day communities, and by becoming stewards of the land we now too inhabit. Knupiam wuchi nitampawag nitangsawag at aki nahai gansek. So welcome to the homelands of the Narragansett people. Katabatash Akwene Kanunantam. Thanks, peace, and blessings to you all.
Thank you so much, Thank you so much, Loren. Today's dedication will be offered by Amy Olson, who is the president of the URI Chaplains Association, as well as the executive director of URI Hillel. Amy is a native Rhode Islander and a graduate of the New England Academy of Torah. Amy earned a degree in theater from Washington University in St. Louis and a Master of Fine Arts in Theater Directing from the University of Minnesota. As part of the Chaplains Association, Amy works to foster dialogue, understanding, and respect in our community among people of different faiths and tradition. It's my pleasure to introduce Amy Olson.
Congratulations to the graduates, your families, your friends, your professors, and your mentors. After the 2+ and counting years of this pandemic, it is no small thing to be together in person to celebrate today. The renowned 20th century scholar and philosopher, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "To celebrate is to contemplate the singularity of the moment and to enhance the singularity of the self." Celebration is an active state, an act of expressing reverence or appreciation. Celebration is a confrontation, giving attention to the transcendent meaning of one's actions. Today, we celebrate your resilience, your tenacity, what you have accomplished in the face of unexpected challenges, and the promise of what you are going to accomplish in the years to come. I summon you, in the words of Rabbi Heschel, as urgent today as they were when he wrote them some 70 years ago, to get up each morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. The Shehecheyanu is a Jewish blessing one recites whenever one realizes the miracle of the present moment and gives thanks for being alive to experience it. May you have many Shehecheyanu moments in your lives and be blessed with the humility and the sensitivity to discern and appreciate each and every one of them. Thank you.
It is such a pleasure for me to join you here today in person as this beloved tradition returns to the Quad for the first time since the world was turned upside down in 2020. Today we celebrate and recognize the 3,265 undergraduate degree recipients and the 804 graduate degree recipients. Look at all of you. You are extraordinary. You come from 31 different countries and 41 different states. The youngest of you is 20 years old, and the oldest is 69. We are one university for all ages. I hope you take pride, as I do, in this incredible community you have shaped. When I look out on the Quad today, I see scholars, I see parents, I see family, I see aunts, but I also see athletes, artists, poets, ornithologists, oceanographers, biologists, beekeepers, engineers, explorers, entrepreneurs, innovators, travelers, farmers, and most of all, I see my friends. You are this vibrant community of friends and family. You have built relationships and partnerships that will last long after you leave. And remember, once you're a Rhody Ram, you're a member of the Rhody fam for life. Amen. Now, today, we are honored to welcome some of that family to join in this celebration. And I would like to ask members from the classes of 1970, 1971, and 1972 to stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. After today, your paths will diverge, taking you places unexpected, near and far. But I encourage you to keep your university years close to your heart. Remember also that with the rewards of your degree comes responsibility. You are now an ambassador of the university, and as you move on in your life, I have the faith that you will embody our core values: integrity, honesty, and courage in everything you do. It's a great day to be a Rhody Ram. Congratulations, class of 2022. Now, I hope this works. I'm trying to introduce some new traditions. So, graduates of the class of 2022, you have worked hard to get here. But, you know, we also have to give thanks to your friends and to your faculty and staff and to all your family who have supported. So can I ask all of the graduates to stand? Okay. And what I'd like you to do is turn to your family and friends and staff and faculty, and with a warm round of applause, cheer your family. Thank you all. Some of the most prominent ambassadors and stewards of URI are the University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees members work to further enhance the university and build upon its strengths and vitality so that we can serve the people of Rhode Island, the nation, and the world, and build a vibrant state of Rhode Island. It is my pleasure to recognize those members of the Board of Trustees who are here with us today. Would each member stand as I read your name, and will the audience please hold your applause until all members of the board have been introduced? Chair of the University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees, Margot Cook. Trustees Barbara Cottam, Charles Fogarty, Matthew Lentz, David Martinarano, Courtney Nicolato, and Hannah Bashart. I thank each member of the Rhode Island Board of Trustees for sharing this day with us. It's also my honor to recognize and welcome President Emeritus Robert L. Carruthers, who is joining us today for this celebration and was an inspirational leader during his 18-year tenure as president of the University of Rhode Island from 1991 to 2009. I would also like to recognize United States Senator Jack Reed. I would like to recognize, I believe our Lieutenant Governor is here with us, Sabina Matos. United States Representative David Cicilline. General Treasurer of the State of Rhode Island, Seth Magaziner. Rhode Island Commissioner on Post-Secondary Education, Shannon Gilkey. And I know that our state representative is over there, Carol McEntee. Thank you all. Since taking office in March of last year, Governor Danielle McKee has been focused on moving our state forward through the COVID-19 pandemic and working to create economic opportunity for all Rhode Islanders. He is a lifelong Rhode Islander who has served our community as a small business owner, a mayor, as a lieutenant governor, and now as Ocean State's 76th governor. Throughout his career, he has been an advocate for accessible government, effective fiscal management, high-quality publication for all students, equity and justice, economic development centered on small businesses, and always working towards positive change. Since my arrival at URI, I've had the honor and the pleasure to meet with him on several occasions, and I've found him to be a strong supporter of our students and of the work we do as a flagship public research institution. It's my privilege to introduce Governor Dan McKee. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And yes, I wore the Rhodey hat very proudly during the blizzard we had. All those televised sessions put the Rhodey hat right on to let people know that we're proud of the University of Rhode Island and all our graduates. So congratulations, class of 2022. And I do want to thank the board as well as the President, Palange, for their leadership during this really a time frame that we'll never forget, right? We're never going to forget this last couple years. But I tell you, one of the things that I was so thankful for all the higher ed, but including URI, to be here on campus to announce the vaccination strategy. And thank you, Mr. President, for stepping up in a way that was leadership, where we now lead the country in vaccinations because of URI and because of that leadership. I want to also say, as a result of that, Rhode Island is positioned with a great deal of momentum. And for the students that are here today, that are graduating today, this is a really good time to come into Rhode Island. So we want you to stay here, right? We want you to stay here and really invest in our state. Right now we have the lowest unemployment in 30 years in the state of Rhode Island. So that's a lot better than having the highest unemployment in the last 30 years. And your family and your parents are going to be happy about that, because there's a great deal of opportunity to really take advantage of. And I really encourage you to do that. Finally, I want to just leave you, I got a couple pages of notes, but I think it's pretty hot out, so we'll kind of like keep on moving this along, right? I just want to end with, first of all, to everybody out in the shade, congratulations for standing out there and enjoying this event. All of us up here, you know, it's a really important event, but we are sweating up here at the moment. So I'll just leave you with this. I was actually on the phone coming from my hometown of Cumberland here down the URI today. I got a call from Dr. Jar. Everybody know who Dr. Jar is. And Dr. Jar was the person that really helped me, convert ourselves from the lowest vaccinated to the top vaccinated state in the country. And we're talking about other ways that can help. But he was asked a question at a behavioral health, mental health child forum. And he was asked this question. He was asked, when are we going back to 2019? And he thought for a moment. And he says, we're never going back to 2019. When you go through a worldwide event, like a pandemic, or a depression, or a world war, you never go back to where you came from. So today, what my encouraging words are, we're going to go to a different place, a better place, and the students here at URI that are graduating today are going to help us bring us to that better place. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Governor. Indeed, it seems that we have some cirrus clouds coming over, so it's cooling off. It's almost chilly up here. So speaking today on behalf of the University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees is Chair Margot Cook, a 1986 graduate of URI. Margot brings more than 3 decades of executive leadership and operating experience as an investor and business leader in the asset management industry. She served as president of Nuveen, responsible for over $1 trillion in assets under management on behalf of clients in 24 countries. Today, Margot serves on the boards of private equity, venture capital, and hedge fund firms. Margot also holds an MBA from Columbia University and is a chartered financial analyst. And Margot is the first chair of the URI Board of Trustees and has been a welcome friend greeting me coming to the University of Rhode Island. So Margot.
Well, good afternoon. It is not chilly up here, by the way. Thank you, President. On behalf of the University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees, congratulations to all graduates, to your parents and your families who are celebrating with you today. It's an honor to welcome you and to also welcome our new president, Mark Parlange, who joined us this past August from Monash University in Australia. The selection of a new president is one of the most important decisions that a board can make. We selected President Parlange from more than 200 applicants, and while he and his wife Mary have traveled the world, he was born right here in Rhode Island, in Providence, and we're so happy to welcome him back. President Parlange has a deep understanding that as the flagship university of Rhode Island, URI has a significant role in the growth of the state and our economy broadly. Higher education is a pathway to solving economic, climate, and many other societal issues, and URI plays a critical role. What I've realized since my time as a student at URI, and I was right here on this quad, I think right over there when I graduated, I'm having flashbacks. What I realized, though, is that education has power. Education teaches you how to learn, how to question, and how to take chances. Education is something that empowered me. It gave me the courage to look braver than I felt. I chose a field where, very often, I was the only woman in the room, and that can be intimidating. But I had an education, and that gave me confidence to take risks. A lot of people are going to give you advice, so I'm going to get in line and give you 3 pieces of advice. First, whatever you choose to do, make sure your voice is heard. The people you work with want to know what you think because you bring a new perspective and they want to hear it. The second is reach out to people around you in your work environment. They will help you with your career path. By the way, everyone likes to talk about themselves, so they will take your call. And you'll find out lots of great information, but you'll also start an important network in the path of your career. And the third is volunteer. It doesn't matter where. It can be with a nonprofit, it can be in your neighborhood. You'll meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet. And the result is that your local community will be a better place to live, and you will encounter people that will help you in your life. I can't tell you how much my nonprofit work has added to my life. Since you arrived at URI, so much has changed in the world. Some things for the better, some not so great. But throughout these uncertain times, you have proven yourselves. You finished your education at one of the most challenging moments in our history, and in doing so, you thrived. You stretched beyond your comfort zone. There are many times in your life where you're going to be uncomfortable and you're going to have to take risks and you're going to face conflicts. You just proved that you know how to manage graduating in the face of one of the most historic challenges we've ever encountered. As the chair of the URI board, I can tell you that we've been inspired by you. You are what we mean when we say Rhodey pride. You've already proven yourselves as outstanding members of the Rhode Island community. Take that same special level of perseverance that you've shown throughout your time here at URI into the world community. Take on the challenges in front of you like you just did these last 4 years, and make sure that your voice is heard. If you continue on that path, I can tell you that the world is going to fall into your hands and the possibilities are endless. So congratulations to the class of 2022. Go Rhodey.
Each year, the University of Rhode Island proudly celebrates the achievements of select individuals who have distinguished themselves through their accomplishments, courage, and outstanding contributions to the university, to the state of Rhode Island, or to the nation and world. These are passionate and accomplished individuals whose efforts reflect the values and aspirations of our university. They serve as models of achievement to which we all should aspire. Today, the university officially recognizes WaterFire founder and executive artistic director Barnaby M. Evans by awarding him our highest and most prestigious honor, an honorary doctorate degree in recognition of his contributions. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, Barnaby Evans, who is escorted today by Professor Steve Dunt from the Graduate School of Oceanography. Barnaby M. Evans, as a creator, as an artist, and as a visionary, your impact on the state of Rhode Island and our capital city has been immeasurable. In 1994, you recognized an opportunity and a need to bring people together to lift morale and create a sense of community in Providence and in our state. In understanding the needs of the city at the time, you set about creating a large-scale intervention that combined a design approach with aesthetics, land art, music, ritual, and spectacle, and made the city and the audience part of the work of art itself. This act of creative problem solving was so successful that it not only provided a boost to the city's just finished award-winning river relocation plan, it has become a revenue generator and a job creator. WaterFire is estimated to have drawn 15 million visitors, had an economic impact of $1 billion, and created thousands of jobs for Rhode Islanders. In founding WaterFire Providence as a nonprofit organization, you have worked consistently to inspire Providence and its visitors by revitalizing the urban experience. In 2017, you established the WaterFire Art Center, which helped to transform a former brownfield site, turning it into a vibrant urban arts center. Through it all, you have provided a showcase for local and national artists and a place to introduce local youth and school groups to the arts. Since it began, WaterFire has been called the crown jewel of the Providence Renaissance. Your work has been a catalyst in transforming Providence, making it a cultural destination, and serving as an economic driver for our state that has helped reinvigorate and connect our communities. More than that, your work has touched lives. It has broken down traditional hierarchies and opened art to everyone. It is spellbinding, it is emotional, and it is accessible. You have shown us that art has the power to uplift and inspire and make change. You represent the very best of what we aim to instill in our students, and it is an honor to welcome you here today. President Perlange, I present to you this candidate, Barnaby Evans, for the degree of Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, and ask that you confer on him that degree.
Barnaby Evans, in recognition of your leadership and vision, the University of Rhode Island proudly confers upon you, Barnaby M. Evans, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. to the, it could go.
I am deeply, deeply honored to join the class of 2022 of the University of Rhode Island. We've had many opportunities to work with the university, and I have been impressed at every level, from the faculty to the board members, to the students, to our volunteers, to the many departments we've worked with us. So I come here with great humility and great thanks. But I also accept this award in the names of the many, many people who have made Waterfire possible. It was originally seen as an opportunity to make a democratic space to celebrate the achievements of the entire community and to raise our self-esteem and celebrate all that's so successful in our state and our city. So on behalf of all of the volunteers, my board, my staff, the many donors and sponsors, I'm very honored to be here. This is a team effort, and as you go off into the world, never underestimate the power of an idea, but remember that it takes a courageous, thoughtful, scholarly approach to lead that into the world. So nurture your ideas, and I wish you every success. Thank you so much for this honor.
This afternoon, I am privileged to announce that the following 29 distinguished URI faculty members have been awarded Faculty Emeritus status in recognition of their distinguished careers and accomplishments at our university. It's a long list. Marilyn Barber, Richard Brown, Patricia Burbank, Gomeng Chen, Peter Canillion, Ann Danis, Lynn Derbyshire, Larry Englander, Ray Ferguson, Godey Fisher, Lisa Harlow, Norbert Hederich, Michael Honhart, Janice Holm, Stephen Irvine, Jim Kinney, Linda Lamont, Mary Lavin, Jody Lisberger, Seth Masinko, Karen McCurdy, Patricia Morikoff, John Pantalone, Vincent Petronio, Jean Pollard, Lilla Sampson, Mary Sullivan, Judith Swift, and Grant Willis. Thank you, colleagues, who have given so much to the University of Rhode Island. The University Rhode Island Foundation annually recognizes excellence in 4 areas: scholarship, staff, teaching, and administration. I ask these year's attending recipients to rise when I call their name. Sunshine Menezes, Executive Director, Metcalf Institute, College of the Environment and Life Sciences, recipient of the Administrative Excellence Award. Melissa Schenk, Coordinator, International Engineering Program, College of Engineering, recipient of the Staff Excellence Award. And Donna Gamash Griffiths, Senior Lecturer and International Business Program Coordinator, College of Business, recipient of the Teaching Excellence Award. I would like to recognize the recipients of the following university awards and ask them to rise when I read their names. 2022 Sheila Black Grubman Faculty Outstanding Service Award recipient is Lynn Derbyshire, Associate Professor of Communication Studies and Director of the University Honors Program. 2022 Part-Time Faculty Teaching Award recipient is Robin Riley Perry, Department of Nutrition and Food Sciences, College of Health Sciences. The 2022 Fritz Vanish Award for Exceptional Contributions to the Faculty Senate, The recipient is Amanda Eisenstark, Professor, Reference in Instructional Design, Librarian, University Library. Finally, I would like to recognize the 2022 Research and Scholarship Excellence Award recipients from the URI Division of Research and Economic Development and the URI Research Foundation, who are here with us today. Otto Gregory, Scott McWilliams, Roxanne Baynard, Emily Diamond, Irene Andreu Blanco, and Maria Cherry. Please congratulate these recipients. Congratulations, and thank you for your contributions and service to URI.
This year's student speaker, Brian L. Martin III, from Gloucester, Rhode Island, is a double major in secondary education and English with a minor in psychology. He has served in numerous leadership roles at URI, as an orientation leader over 2 summers, as a tour guide, as a peer leader in the Leadership Studies program, and as Vice President of the Student Entertainment Committee, and his fraternity, Sigma Alpha Epsilon. In his major, he was selected the Secondary English Education Student Teacher of the Year by the Sigma Chapter at Kappa Delta Pi, the International Honor Society in Education. In the fall, he will start his career in education at the Met High School in Providence. Please welcome Brian Martin.
Hello. Good afternoon and thank you to President Parlange and the university's leadership, to the wonderful professors, faculty, and staff of URI, to state officials and those who've been working diligently to put on this wonderful event today, to the family, friends, and loved ones who are here today, to the dining hall staff who plays Tupac Shakur at 9:30 in the morning, and most importantly, to the resilient class of 2022, it is an absolute honor to be standing here before you. As I look into the crowd at my peers and my friends, I undoubtedly recognize that the class of 2022 contains a variety of some of the most amazing humans that have ever graduated from this university. These students are the embodiment of URI's motto, think big, we do, as some of the most illustrious, inspiring, and well-accomplished people I have ever had the privilege of meeting sit before me. To highlight a few of the accomplishments from the class of 2022, I know that there are students sitting before me who are going to go on to lead the social change that this world so desperately needs. I know that there are students sitting before me who have already been accepted into some of the most prestigious master's and doctoral programs in the entire world. I know that there are students sitting before me who are going to go on to change lives and inspire the next generation of leaders. I know that there are so many students sitting before me who have managed to not miss a single Thursday at Poncho's or Bonneview this entire year. And oh, do I know that some of you have managed to graduate summa cum laude without ever attending a class before 10 in the morning. While all of those accomplishments are very, very impressive, the real magic that's worth talking about here today is the journey that each and every single one of us has taken to reach this moment right now. 4 years ago, most of our journeys began together right here on the squat at orientation, where somewhere between those terrible icebreakers and the roadie, roadie, roadies, we all screamed those unforgettable words. We are Rhode Island born and we're Rhode Island bred, and when we die, we'll be Rhode Island dead. As if making freshmen in college scream a chant for 2 days straight wasn't bad enough, they decided to make the URI fight song include the words, when we die, we'll be Rhode Island dead. But it wasn't until I started writing this speech when I reflected on what that phrase really means to me. Being Rhode Island dead has actually nothing to do with literal death, but rather the understanding that for the rest of our lives, we forever take little pieces of Rhode Island with us. Over the course of our 4 years at URI, we have each experienced a unique journey that has shaped and molded us into the people that we are today. These 4 years have given us an unbelievable amount of memories and experiences that we're going to cherish for the rest of our lives. If you look around you right now, I'm sure you're going to see the faces of people who you've met along the way who you now consider to be your lifelong best friends. These friends have actually become our family. They're who we bonded with over our love for this school, our respective organizations, and the memories that we made here together. And they're who we also bonded with over our hatred for our 8 a.m. classes, for Providence College basketball, and our hatred for parking services. Outside of making lifelong friends at URI, the really lucky ones here might have even managed to find their future husband or wife here. Probably in a basement in Eastward while Mo Bamba played on the background. But the point is that while our journeys at URI are coming to an end, the phrase, when we die, will be Rhode Island dead, goes to show that what we did here for our 4 years is going to last forever. But the journey that each and every one of us embarked on for 4 years, it wasn't always an easy one. We had to rely on the people in our lives to pick us up when at times we were knocked down. So on behalf of the class, I felt that it was appropriate to thank everyone here who made it possible for each of us such an incredible 4 years. To the parents, family, and guardians, you have no idea how much we appreciate every little thing you've done for us. Your encouragement and positivity throughout the last 4 years when we were at our lowest point is exactly what we needed. We will also be forever grateful for your financial support, for funding our college tuition, for helping with rent, so that way we can decorate our beautiful beach houses with vibrant orange stickers, and for buying us our friends when it was time to pay our fraternity and sorority dues. None of this would be possible without you. To the faculty, staff, and professors, you are the reason that us students are motivated to go out and change the world for the better. Thank you for going above and beyond for us, time and time again, even on Fridays when no one showed up. I also recognize that this is the first in-person commencement on the quad following the COVID-19 pandemic. So I want to give a very special thank you to health services employees for their incredible efforts through the last years with testing, administering vaccines, and keeping our campuses safe. Lastly, I want to show appreciation to each and every one of my peers in the graduating class. Whether you know it or not, you made a positive impact at someone's life at this school, and we couldn't have done it without the support from one another. From studying on the first floor of the library together, drinking Raz Bulls until 5 in the morning to study for an exam that we should have been preparing for weeks for, to living in the very clean, wonderful URI dorms together, to going to that first Rhodey football game of the year together, which was then our last Rhodey football game of the year together. And then to even peacefully celebrating the Patriots' Super Bowl victory together. The reality is that we might have taken different paths along the way, and our stories might be different, but to the class of 2022, we finally did it, and we did it together. So, after going on Google and researching how do I end a commencement speech, I discovered that I'm supposed to leave you all with generational wisdom and motivation that will carry you into the future. So, I decided to leave you with a quote from the world-renowned philosopher, Kanye West, which reads, "Shoot for the stars, so that even if you fall, you land on the cloud." This place has taught me to never stop dreaming, to believe in myself, and most importantly, never, ever stop smiling. Spread love into the world and be the breath of fresh air that is so absolutely needed. To the class of 2022, I'm not sure what the next chapter of your lives entails, but I encourage you all to continue thinking big as the University of Rhode Island instilled in us. Remember that the sun is always shining somewhere in the world, and please never forget that each and every single one of you matters, now and forever. With my deepest gratitude, I thank you all for being present and listening today. To the class of 2022, I wouldn't have wanted to go through this experience with any other group of humans in the entire world. Thank you all. Godspeed.
Thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, that was awesome. Some friends out there. Thank you, Brian. That was great. And it's now my great honor to introduce the keynote speaker for our 136th commencement. Robert Ballard is known the world over as an ocean explorer, discoverer, and historian, and he's perhaps best known for his 1985 discovery of Titanic's final resting place, in addition to numerous other historical shipwrecks. He believes his most important discoveries were of the hydrothermal vents and black smokers in the Galapagos Rift and the East Pacific Rise in 77 and 79. He made those discoveries shortly after receiving his doctorate in marine geology and geophysics from URI in 74. He directs URI's Center for Ocean Exploration and developed its Interspace Center, an international hub for ocean science and education that uses cutting-edge technology to promote live ocean exploration from around the globe. Now, today he's doing what explorers and oceanographers must do at this time of year, and he's exploring the vast Pacific Ocean. So while he's not here in person, he joins us from aboard his ship, the EV Nautilus. And so I am so excited that he can share his words with us today.
As you can see, I'm where I love being, on the deck of a rolling ship, boldly going where no one has gone before, which in this case is part of 50% of America that lies unexplored beneath the sea, with an amazing team of explorers made up of individuals that realize our society is presently undergoing a major transformation in how it defines itself. Gone are the simplistic stereotypes that I watched on TV as a child with such programs as Ozzie and Harriet Show, where the white dad went off to work in the family's only car while mom stayed home to raise the children. These old stereotypes are gone. But what is the new norm? That's a question each of us must answer in our own special way, because each of us is a unique individual with unique capabilities, with a unique view of the world. In many ways, I view myself as a single piece of Lego that was designed to fit into a much, much larger landscape. But without me, that landscape can never be whole. So where do I fit into this larger landscape? And what is it that I have to offer? Well, I was born in Wichita, Kansas, where I jokingly say all oceanographers come from. It was 6 months after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, which is only a few miles away from where we are right now. I am the first of 13 generations of my American family to receive a college diploma, which you are about to receive today. The road I had to go down to reach this historic moment in my life was on a bumpy one, not taken by most of my college classmates. For I am dyslexic, and I had to survive the educational system I had just navigated. I survived in spite of the system, not because of the system, because I was different. I didn't know I was dyslexic until very late in my life, since little was known about it when I was growing up. I just knew I was different. I knew I was not stupid, as we were commonly felt to believe, just different. But that's the beauty of the human condition, since we are all different. So we just need to accept that fact and move on. We need to celebrate the differences and not condemn them. Luck has definitely played an important role in my life, but to be lucky, you have to be in the game. Fortunately, there was always been a person, first it was my mother, followed by my teachers, and then my bosses through life, who took time to pick me up when I fell down, when I was really ready to give up my dreams. A person would mentor me and encourage me to continue on my chosen road in life, who saw something that I didn't even see in myself, a mentor who literally bet on my horse, a process that, believe it or not, at age 80 continues to this very day. Our wisest elders know that by lifting the next generation up onto their shoulders, that new generation will see a new horizon that only they can see. I was lucky to be a graduate student in the earth sciences at URI's Graduate School of Oceanography when our discipline experienced its own revolution and period of turmoil, when old schools of thought were burnt to the ground, out of which emerged a new phoenix. Our revolution began, ironically, in 1912, the same year the Titanic sank that I would go on later to discover, when an obscure scientist named Alfred Wegener proposed the concept of continental drift. That the continents, this is what he proposed, that the continents of Africa and Europe drifted away from one another from the continents of North and South America to form the Atlantic Ocean. This unusual, radical view of the world was immediately attacked by the experts at the time, and Wegener died, literally died in ridicule, only to be proven right some 50 years later when the theory of plate tectonics, a close corollary of continental drift, was proven to be the law of the land. Something I was very proud to have played a role in when I crawled into a tiny little submarine and descended into the great Rift Valley of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, some 9,000 feet down, to witness firsthand Earth creating its outer skin, turning the theory of plate tectonics into scientific law. That was followed 2 years later with our discovery of a whole new ecosystem living in the deep sea that was able to duplicate the process of photosynthesis in the dark through a process we now call chemosynthesis. That discovery was followed another 2 years later with the discovery of these tall, super hot, black smoking chimneys formed by the circulation of the entire volume of the world's oceans going inside the Earth and out, changing its chemistry and coming back out in these giant black smokers, which explain for the first time the chemistry of the oceans. Think about it, in less than 10 years, we rewrote the geology book, the biology book, and the chemistry textbooks that are now suggesting that we're not alone in the universe, and perhaps that life may also exist elsewhere, even within our own solar system. In the shadows of this revolution, the next revolution, or one could call evolution in thinking of the Earth, was already underway. Again, by a maverick living on the edge of science. This maverick was James Lovelock, who saw the world through a separate lens, shaped by being dyslexic as I am. In short, the Gaia theory proposes that all living organisms interact with Mother Earth to form a synergistic and self-regulating but very complex system that helps to maintain and perpetuate the conditions for life on our planet. Unfortunately, one species, namely the human race, has declared war on Earth and all other life on the planet, a war humans must not win, since it will lead to our own demise. My view of the world is through the eyes, as I just said, of an Earth scientist, but we're not alone. A very dear friend of mine, Dr. Enrique Sala, who sees the world I see, but through a different eye, an eye of a global ecologist. He beautifully described this in his recent book, The Nature of Nature, which all of you must read, or if you're dyslexic like I, listen to it. In it he says, a healthy, mature ecosystem is not a picture of a single color, but a multicolored quilt that evolves and responds to changes in the environment and to changes within itself. He goes on to say, we are abruptly interrupting and most often reversing ecological successions all across the biosphere, turning complex ecosystems into simple, homogeneous systems with fast turnover rates. That is, we are accelerating and fragmenting our biosphere. Now is the time to repair the damage we have done to our fellow brothers and sisters of life throughout nature, and give them more space so that they can heal and heal us along the way. We have turned wild habitats into cities, farmlands, shopping malls, crowding in on the species with whom we share this planet. We have created the perfect conditions for a global pandemic. COVID-19 is yet another reminder that conservation and preservation is not just a luxury for rich countries or a romantic ideal. Our very survival depends upon us being better members of the biosphere, which is our larger community of life. But really the main thing I want you to take away from my words today and those of Enrique is the beautiful aspects of being different, thinking differently, seeing the world is a very complex system involving countless moving parts. And each of you represent one of those moving parts that only you can contribute to the whole. Now, you are still in the early phase of self-discovery, discovering who you are, what makes you different, and most importantly, what makes you happy. What is your bliss? Continue that process of self-discovery, but at the same time, respect the other fellow humans you will be passing in the night on their separate journeys through life. Most importantly, you need to reach a point in your life when you look in the mirror and you like the person you see. So celebrate today's rite of passage. Thank those around you, your parents and friends who made it all possible, but then walk off this stage and continue to wander, since not all who wander are lost. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Thank you for letting me speak to the class of 2022. Now, get going.
We worried about that. What could go wrong here from a boat in the middle of the Pacific? But that was great. Thank you, Bob. We now proceed to the awarding of undergraduate degrees, and Provost Beauvais will introduce the deans of each college who will present the candidates for the conferring of their degrees. Please hold your applause until all candidates in the college have been awarded their degrees.
President Parlange, the dean of each college, will now present the candidates who have been certified by the university for the completion of all degree requirements for their bachelor's degrees. After rising, I ask the candidates for each degree from each college to remain standing until President Parlange confers the degrees. To present the candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences, Dean Jeanette E. Riley.
candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Fine Arts in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Music in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise?
To present the candidates in the College of Business, Dean Maling Ibrahimpour.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor degree of Science in the College of Business please rise?
To present the candidates in the Alan Sean Feinstein College of Education and Professional Studies, Dean Danielle Dennis.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in the Alan Sean Feinstein College of Education and Professional Studies please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies in the Alan Sean Feinstein College of Education and Professional Studies please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in the Alan Sean Feinstein College of Education and Professional Studies please rise?
To present the candidates for the College of Engineering, Associate Dean Peter Swasik.
Thank you. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the College of Engineering please rise?
To present the candidates for the College of the Environment and Life Sciences, Dean John Kirby.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in the College of the Environment and Life Sciences please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelors of Landscape Architecture in the College of the Environment and Life Sciences please rise? Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in the College of the Environment and Life Sciences please rise?
To present the candidates for the College of Health Sciences, Dean Gary Liguri.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in the College of Health Sciences please rise? And will the candidates for the Bachelors of Science in the College of Health Sciences please rise?
To present the candidates for the College of Nursing, Dean Barbara Wolf.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree from the College of Nursing please rise?
To present the candidates for the College of Pharmacy, Dean E. Paul Larrett.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in the Pharmaceutical Sciences please rise?
President Parlange, I present to you these candidates for the bachelor's degree in course and ask that you confer on them their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees, and on the recommendation of the university faculty, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor's degree with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, and I congratulate you on behalf of the entire universities. Bachelors, please be seated. Please welcome the chairman of the University of Rhode Island Foundation and Alumni Engagement Board of Directors, Alfred J. Verrecchia, class of 1967 and MBA class of 1972, an honorary degree recipient in 2004. In addition to his role as chairman of the board, he serves on several foundations and alumni engagement committees and is a member of the College of Business Advisory Council. Following an internship during his days as a student, he built a 50-year career at Hasbro, where he became CEO and ultimately retired as chairman in 2015. He has remained a trusted advisor, kind mentor, and dedicated friend to so many of us in the URI community over the years. Please welcome Al Verrecchia.
I am the last speaker. Figured I'd get the loudest applause if I said that. Graduates, families, and friends, congratulations on the achievement that we are here today to celebrate. Your commencement as a member of the class of 2022. As an alumnus myself, I'm so glad to be here with you to take part in this event and to personally welcome you into the fold of URI alums. Your last few years have been anything but ordinary, but in the face of historic challenges, you stayed on your path and you have made it. I'm sure that the dedication, flexibility, and creativity that you have summoned to reach your goal will serve you well in your life and career. To this day, I remain grateful for the fact that this university provided me with the academic foundation as well as the stepping stones for my career. My experience at URI made a transformational difference in my life, and I hope the same will be true for all of you. I hope that the things you have learned here and the friendships you have formed and the experiences that you have had will lead to opportunities that send your life in a new and positive direction. Wherever you go from here, you can find support among our more than 140,000 alumni working in every professional field across the country and around the world. You can connect with your alumni network, find a mentor, meet people in a new city, and much more, thanks to your lifelong connection to the University of Rhode Island. And here with us today to demonstrate that lifelong connection, we have the classes of 1970, 71, and 72 celebrating their 50th reunions. I'd like to offer a special note of recognition to our 50th reunion attendees, including those who postponed their celebrations due to COVID. Welcome. Speaking as chairman of the board for the URI Foundation and Alumni Engagement, I want you to know that we're here to help you stay connected, to sustain and share the benefits of the learning and research that take place here, and to keep improving your URI community year after year. Once again, congratulations on your achievements, and go Rhody!
Thanks, Al. Thank you, Al. I would like to welcome Lee Sheridan, class of 2022, who will be singing God Bless America.
Would you please rise for the alma mater, which will be led by Samantha Jean Murphy, class of 2022.
Thank you so much, Samantha and Lee. We really appreciate it. Before you go today, I want to leave you with a final image, a cantaloupe. Okay, I know it's been a long day, and you're probably thinking I have a little sunstroke up here. The breeze is coming, so it's okay. But here's the story. So my first day on the job was last August, and it was a beautiful Rhode Island summer afternoon. My wife, Mary, and I invited the whole community who were here to our house. New to the state and new to the university, we weren't sure how many people would show up. But you did, by the hundreds. You extended your hands, opened your hearts, and I'll never forget this. 5 summer students handed me a round, ripe cantaloupe. We, of course, accepted the humble melon and the very generous offers by these budding agriculturalists to visit the campus farm where it had been grown. Fast forward to today, I have met thousands of people on our campuses and in this community. Each instance has been unique in its own right. But the act of extending that simple, unexpected gift still sticks with me. As you leave here today with all the knowledge and experiences that an education at URI has afforded you, I encourage you to think about the gifts that you can bring forward into the world at every step in your journey and in every interaction. As you can see, these need not be revolutionary or profound, but simple, genuine, and free of expectation. Act with integrity, honesty, and generosity, and I promise you, you will leave a legacy far greater than you can ever imagine. Congratulations and bravo, class of 2022.
As part of today's recessional, URI music students joined the American Band conducted by Dr. Brian Cardini in performing High Altitudes, written by the late Zachary Friedland. Zachary was a graduate of the URI class of 2013. It was written in celebration of the spirit of learning, research, ambition, and ingenuity in the honor of the 120th anniversary of the University of Rhode Island. Following the recessional, some graduates and faculty will proceed to another venue for the distribution of diplomas. The College of Arts and Sciences graduates will remain seated here for their college ceremony. Please remain seated until the platform party faculty and graduates have recessed. I now declare the 2022 Main Commencement ceremony officially closed.